There we go. We are back. Once again, Pro Cycling Manager. We're going to do some more Pro Cyclist mode. We've had 3 streams so far. This is number 4, so in case you missed something, then I highly recommend watching the other 3 streams in your free time as well, because we've had some fun so far in this series, this Pro Cyclist. And I am looking forward to continuing, because I think we're pretty much in the last run-in towards the end of the season of Season 1, so lots of cool stuff has happened, including in the last episode, because Teddy Pikachu, let me show you, Teddy Pikachu became Japanese national champion. We won the road race in a pretty extravagant fashion. Hello chat, welcome Mars, Arne, Jordan, Noe, Kobe and Jose. Welcome to the chat, welcome to our Pro Cyclist stream number 4. Honestly, I can't wait to wear that Japanese National Championships jersey. I checked the files and there is a specific one for the Sparkle Oita team, so I'm looking forward to this. Welcome Barthof to the chat as well. Let's take a look what's on the menu today, shall we? Welcome Robert. First of all, our rider's pretty strong at the moment. 71 flat stat, 73 mountain, 74 medium mountain. Basically halfway season 1 still. 74 cobblestone, but that's not very useful in this first season. Yarno in the chat says you can never become world champion. That's where you're wrong, buddy, because I know how to change the save file of my playthrough. So when I get to the point where I feel like it's realistic for Teddy Pikachu to be part of the Japanese national team, which is kind of already realistic, but I won't do it for season 1. But in season 2, I will try to change my save file and I'll put the Japanese national team into the World Championships. I'll take out a random national team that is not too important, replace it by the Japanese one, and try and win the World Championships with Teddy Pikachu. I think that's a great idea, so that is my plan there. Good evening, Raiko. Denza asks, are you going to keep trying to keep hold of that national jersey? I think yes. I think it's going to become hard if there's a flat parkour or something, because I assume that there's better Japanese sprinters out there. We've seen that already than Teddy Pikachu. It's not impossible that I win on a flat parkour, but it's not super likely either. Ideally, I've got one hill in those races. Bart Hov asks, how has your day... Oh, I ruined that question. He asks, how has your day been going today? Actually, pretty good. I'm working on this project. It's not for today, but maybe in the near future, maybe a bit later throughout the season. In the last week, I've spent quite a bit of money buying every single Pro Cycling Manager of the last 25 years. So ever since the game existed in 2001, Cycling Manager 1 up to Pro Cycling Manager 2025. Obviously, I've got the last 15 editions standing on Steam, but I also have the disc version right now of literally every single other one. So I'm probably going to try and live stream those, maybe make a video of a couple of them, because I tested one of them this morning, Pro Cycling Manager 2010, and it works perfectly. So I can't wait to play on that at some point in a video or a live stream. But we got to get into the racing right now, because lots of you are super hyped to see Mr. Japan Teddy Pikachu in his Japanese national champion jersey. And I'm pretty hyped to see it as well. Okay, so calendar. Last time we finished with that road race. Next up is a time trial. I don't know how much of a chance we have in that time trial, because I think we've got like 72 time trial. Is that correct? 62, sorry, 62. Obviously not 72, otherwise we might be the favorite. So I'm gonna go towards that race, but depending on how much chance we have, if we're in the top 10 candidates, then I'll ride it. If we're not, not so much. But I think we'll probably be in the top 10 favorites, so I expect to ride the time trial. Hopefully we've got a chance to podium it or something. I don't necessarily expect to win it. Benjamin the B asks, how so high the stats? Well, we've been upgrading. We've been playing this playthrough for about 5 hours, no, more. 6 hours and a half now in total. Halfway season 1. Upgrading every now and then, got 3 victories so far, so a big one in the national championships. Matthew asks, if it's not too boring for you, conceptually it sounds interesting to see the same race in each game, at least in era of the game. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I think I might at some point. Also because it's not just the games changing, it's also the riders in the games changing. So I just said it. PCM 2010, I played one race today just as like a test to see if everything's working, whether the graphics engine would load, etc. And I sprinted with Mark Cavendish on the Champs-Élysées in the jersey of HTC High Road. Super epic to play with. So can't wait to play some of that on a live stream. Ghoul in the chat asks, did you get your new mouse? Yes, I did. And then I found out that the mouse was not the issue. Because this mouse has the same issue. So I think there's something else going on. Completely CR asks, if I don't set training in the little bubbles, what actually happens? I actually don't know. I think your rider just doesn't upgrade very well, is my assumption. Anyway, one more day until we get to the time trial, but we're simulating all the NCs, so that's why it's taking a bit. Logically. So Alt85 is asking something. Well, let me show you for a second. Let me go backwards here. So these are the ones I've got at the moment. Pro Cycling Manager 2005, basically called Pro Cycling Manager. Cycling Manager 2 sealed, so this has not been opened ever in the last 23 years. That's ridiculous. Pro Cycling Manager 2011 Team Sky Edition, not the normal edition, which is quite funny. PCM 2012 the box, even though I'm pretty sure that this is literally on Steam, so I didn't need to buy this. And then I accidentally bought 3 times the same game. Pro Cycling Manager 2010, which I'm pretty sure if you look closely, I'm going to try and show you. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to look like Mark Cavendish and this Thor Hushovd. And this arm, I'm assuming, is Tyler Farrer, but that's an assumption. But I also have the same game, PCM 2010, the Norwegian Danish version, which has Fabian Cancellara on the front. So that is pretty cool in my opinion. Anyway, let's get back to our series here. Let me try and pop this out of the way for now. Anyway. But outside of that, the others are coming. So I've ordered them. They're on the way. I literally bought Cycling Manager 1, the only one I could find on the internet, all the way from Australia. So it's going to take a while, I think, before it arrives. Hopefully it works. Otherwise, I've spent quite a bit of money on shipping for absolutely no reason. Now, Japanese National Championships ITT. Our team at Sparkle Oita is ready, but I only care about my rider. We are actually full favorite, which I don't know what that means because I don't know the time trial stat of Arashiro, Todome, and Imamura. Todome is the rider on EF. Arashiro is the rider that was in World Tour for multiple years at Bahrain Victorious. I think the last World Tour team he was on. Imamura is apparently on the dev team of Intermarché. I did not know that. But Teddy Pikachu, let's see what he can do, shall we? Anyway, gotta catch up with the chat for a second here. Oh snap, that loaded in very quickly. I did not expect that. But hey, it's gonna take a while before we start, so no problem. Objective finish in the top 5. I'm hoping for a podium. Thomas Pult says, good luck getting Cycling Manager 2 to work on modern hardware. Well, my worst case idea is I'm going to install a virtual machine of, let's say, Windows XP, whatever, and try and run it on a virtual machine. I think that's a realistic way to make it run. But I'll have to read up on how to do that because it's been a very long time since I've done that. Installing virtual machines and so forth. But I am looking forward to that whole project, I'll be honest. On one end, I might want to keep it until the off-season, but I'm too eager to do that, so I might start earlier. Probably after the Vuelta, though. Maybe I'll already do like a PCM 2010 live stream at some point before that, though. But stay tuned, because I'm looking forward to that. That's for sure. By the way, my streaming software is telling me that there's been a mistake with my streaming. I assume the fact that the chat is not shouting that something broke, I assume it still works, the stream. So I'll just keep on streaming and hope that it's not a big deal. Okay, let's see. 30 riders before us. Masaki is currently leading. Look at the time gaps. 18 minutes from P1 to P20 at the moment at the finish. It is also a 43-kilometer time trial, so that's intriguing. The benefit is it's completely flat, so whatever effort we put it on at the start, we can most likely keep that effort until the end if it's the right effort. So it's not exactly a micromanagement time trial, you know? Chat says it's a bit laggy. I can tell it's a bit laggy. Well, give me a second here. Give me a second here. I'm gonna try and resolve that after this time trial. Okay? Because I think I can fix it. Actually, I think I might be able to fix it now. Am I stupid? Let me figure this out. Because I think the reason is that I am... There we go. I killed Dropbox. Now I think the dropped frames will get better because I think it was the internet that was causing the problem. But now the problem is, can I restart? Yes, I can. That's a bit odd. It's a bit odd that it was lagging that much. Anyway, 5 riders to go. And then Pikachu starts his National Championships time trial. The question is, can he do the double? I'm not sure. The man's got literally 62 time trials, so we should not be able to do so. But you never know. There we go. That is us. I don't know what to do. It's a 43-kilometer time trial. I'll put myself on, let's say, 77-ish. And we'll see what happens. Chat says everything is better now. All good. Okay. Let's hope that's the case. By the way, in the future, if there's any lag, shout at me. Maybe it's me uploading something on Dropbox, etc. Because to give you some behind the scenes, that is how I get my video files to Joe, who edits my Pro Cycling Manager career mode. 77 is going to be too much, so I'm dropping it towards 75-ish. Probably going to have to drop it even more towards the end, though. But I'll start on 74 like this. Anyway, we're passing someone already, so we're cooking. Actually, I don't know, because this might as well be a circuit. I think it is a circuit. So that's why we're going to pass quite a few people, and that could be someone that I'm actually passing. That could always also be someone that's literally riding 20 kilometers ahead of me. Effort-wise, I need to go lower. Let's do 72. Because we can see that the yellow bar on the left is reducing a bit too quickly. A bit too quickly for my liking. Fast time check incoming. Let's take a look. Come on, Teddy. Come on, Teddy. Ooh, 6th place on 18 seconds. So it's not exactly the start I was hoping for. Let's hope that means that the opposition is overextending. Because I was hoping to do a little bit better there. Then again, 62 time trial, you know? Who is that in our wheel? Is that Yuri? Oh no. Oh, he's not. I don't know what his time is. Yuhi Todome. He has not reached a first time check yet, but he's clearly going faster than me based on his speed on the road. So I think we're definitely not winning this. Michal Vlodarkiewicz says in the chat, use red bar at the end. Yes, indeed. That is the plan. Oh, I accidentally went to 71 instead of 73. I think I can up it a little bit. Second time check is still pretty far away, so let's do times 2. Passing my teammate, lapping him, I guess. I don't know what to call that. When you do a time trial and you're a lap behind, but you're not exactly lapping those riders. It's just you're passing them on the road. 4K towards the intermediate. Spending a bit too much energy. Let's do 72 again. And the second time check is incoming. Immortal asks, what's your objective this race? Top 5. That is what the manager wants, but I've got a feeling that ain't gonna happen. Because we're spending lots of energy and it's not exactly delivering any results. Second time check is 6th place, 101. Hopefully some riders explode, because then we might be able to get a top 5. Anyway, straight towards the third time check, shall we? By the way, Todome is dominating the first time check with a solid gap of 33 seconds on us there, so we're definitely cooked when it comes to the win, that's for sure. I feel like we are spending too much energy. I'm not sure though. I'm going to go to 71 for a bit. My yellow bar is a bit too low for my liking. I know we've got the red bar after that, but still would have preferred to have a little bit more energy with 10 kilometers to go. Last 8.5 kilometers, but the third time check is coming up. So let's take a look what happens on this one. And I assume it's going to be 6th place or something again. And it is 6th place. 1 minute and 41 seconds. Are we getting closer to Matsuda? That's the question. We are. We are not. Okay, we're definitely we're not getting our top 5. We're losing time compared to the riders that are also fighting for top 5. And we're spending too much energy, so we're running out of yellow bar now with 3.8 kilometers to go. I'm going on 72. Will that be fine until the finish? 3 kilometers to go. Let's do that. Let's hope our red bar lasts. It will not. It will not. Let's drop it to 70. 2 kilometers to go. 68. We got to make sure we don't run out of red bar before the finish line. Otherwise, your rider stagnates when it comes to speed very quickly. 65. I'm also stagnating with speed like this because, well, yeah, we ran out of energy a bit too early. And on 99 to the finish here. There we go. We finish 7th place at the moment. So, meh. Not very good, is it? Not too happy. It's going to be a top 15 in the race most likely, but what do we get from a top 15? Pretty much nothing. The chat says the 1.10 buff in TT is busted. That is true. So, if you missed it, in this playthrough we're playing on hardcore difficulty. So, normally extreme difficulty is played by having 1.05 as the level of in-race opponents. That means that your opponents have their stats being 5% higher than you by default. That's what extreme difficulty means. We moved it to 10%. So our difficulty is double of extreme difficulty. And in time trial stat, there's not much you can do outside of hoping you've got good form, etc. And in this case, it ruins us, I'm afraid. Anyway, Todome is the winner of this. 11th place, so my manager will be disappointing, but I don't care too much about this time trial, I'll be honest. Yeah, blah, blah, 0 XP. Didn't expect to get any, to be honest. Nonetheless, we shall take a look at the rest of our calendar. The next race is the road race Tokyatama. This is a 131 kilometers hilly parkour. Nariki, 1.4k, 8%. Kurosawa, 7.1%, 1k. Morishitacho, 1k at 5.6. We can work with that. Am I going to win that? I'm not so sure either, but anyway, let's head towards that race. Okay. Vasquez, what do you think of the transfer market by Unibet Titama Rocket so far and their 2026 roster? Basically, I'll be honest, I've responded to that question every single stream so far, but in short, Larsen, good transfer. Kopetsky, good transfer. Great transfers, both of them. Groenewegen, super expensive. And I don't think it's necessarily what they should have gone for. Hello, that guy. Welcome to the stream. Okay, plus 49 XP for the month turn. That is good. We're not even close to level 7 though. But we need to do something. Yes, indeed. Contract 2026. You guys made the decision in stream number 1. Nice Métropole Côte d'Azur is the team we want to go to because they have a very good schedule in which our stats can have us compete against World Tour riders a little bit, which I think we need with our stats. We can't just beat up Japanese Conti riders all year next year. And let's continue then, shall we? A full week towards our next race. Thomas in the chat says Groenewegen gets the invites, the other produce results. I don't think that's even true. Groenewegen doesn't get you the invites. Like, the Tour de France won't hand out an invite just because Groenewegen is part of the team. For that, the team needs to be in the top 30 in the UCI World Ranking, because then you are allowed to get a Grand Tour wildcard. And secondly, it's the team then that needs to be not 30th, but 21st in terms of UCI points, because if you're 23rd, you're not getting the automatic wildcards, but you're close enough as a French team, because Unibet Team Rockets is now a French team, for that team to be given a wildcard. And that team is more likely going to get a wildcard based on their social media presence than on having Groenewegen in the team. Because at the end of the day, Groenewegen has won Tour de France sprints, but his marketing capabilities are also not off the charts, you know? That's a fun one. Greg Pope in the chat says Groenewegen has so many Insta followers though. Well, for the people that don't know, there is some inorganic growth in the followers of Groenewegen. As on a few moments in 2021, his followers and likes on Twitter were unreasonably high on certain days where nothing happened. So, I don't want to accuse him of anything, but I would say that someone toyed around with their likes and their followers, most likely. Anyway, the road race Tokyo Tama, one-day race, hilly parkour. We looked at the parkour earlier. Nahom Zerai, just like always, the favorite. And we're not up there, but it's mainly because our hill stat is shit. I still think we can compete, though. We got to find a way to get that hill stat up, by the way. But I fear that's going to be slightly later in our career. I can't afford to do it right now. And as we upgrade climber, etc., our hill stat will naturally grow as well. Anyway, let's jump in and show Mr. Nahom Zerai what we've got. Simmons001 says, why is it always so that when you're good on Conti and Pro Conti level in this game mode, you never get an offer from World Tour teams? I think there's an inherent mistake in this game where the teams that can offer you a contract get decided in April or the 1st of May, whatever it is. As a consequence, you are so early in your first season that even though you've had some results, you're not necessarily having the results that a pro team would want. But the reality is, by the end of season 1, you grow so fast that you do have those results. So you should be getting pro team contracts, in my opinion. Roll free element, finish in the top 20. We can do that, buddy. We can do that. I think I might want to try and make this race pretty hard. Also, what are you doing? No going into the breakaway today. We're not having that shit. Also, get back here. Yeah. You're gonna support me, buddy. Kuroeda Saya can protect me. I forgot the first name of the other Kuroeda on your team, but nonetheless, our entire team can move forward towards the front and chill near Mr. Nahom Zerai. And I guess we'll go ×8 for the majority of this stage until we get to the hill zone. Then I'll try and make it hard a bit, because the harder the race, the better for us. Isaac says try and upgrade Puncher to win more hilly races. The thing is, I don't really care about winning too many hilly races. Our goal is to become Tadej Pogacar, but that is more in the form of winning Grand Tours and winning monuments. And the monuments where we do need a hill stat is maybe RVV and LBL, I would say. MSR, it could be useful. It's probably very useful in MSR, but I think we can also find a way to do it without the biggest hill stat. In an ideal world, I can have 73 hill in this playthrough, because then I can compete for RVV. LBL, I might be able to salvage then with my medium mountain stat. And with my secondaries being super high. So 72, 73 hill, that's what I would like to have. Could wait, I can get some water, a bit late, because I'm about to move to the front with Takemura. He can go 85 on the first climb. Looks like Ukyo is doing the same with Ishibashi. And Terengano with Mazuki. Breakaway is 4 riders? No, 9 riders. There's 2 groups up ahead. Come on, Takemura, show us what you've got, buddy. 1.4 kilometer climb. If I tell you to relay, I assume that you're going to be relaying at the front, buddy. I think Takemura is just not good enough to do the work here. 99 over the top. Come on, let's try and split the group. A bit dangerous, but all our riders are relatively near the front. They are not. So I think I'm about to split the group accidentally in front of my own riders. No, that did not happen, so that's good. 4 riders off the back. Takemura can go 90 on this next hill. Ukyo takes over again, I guess. I'll take it. But hey, I'm just chilling here, to be honest. It is only 50k to go, so maybe on the next lap of hills I can push with Pikachu himself, because my team won't be able to do it. I think that's become very clear by now. Sumiyoshi can protect while I do it. And the other 2, Kuroedas, can also start pacing on 85 at the front. Takemura is catching the breakaway in the meanwhile. 9 riders dropped. Hello Moose, welcome to the chat. First race in Natty Champs kit. You're right, Evan. You're right. I haven't looked at it yet. There we go. That is Teddy Pikachu. That is our NC jersey. I think it looks pretty good. Like, I would have enjoyed the Japanese flag to be a bit bigger, but because it's literally tiny. Like, look at it. It's literally tiny. But hey, not sure how you can make a white jersey with a giant red circle in the middle beautiful, to be honest. So I think I can work with this. Anyway, the Kuroedas and Takemura are pacing. Pikachu can move up with Asso and Sumiyoshi around him. And in doing so, I will try to move up myself now on this next climb. And the Kuroedas can go 99 into the bottom. I'm exploding this race. I'm going to try and do something here. Come on. Because if we play safe, then it's going to be a versatile sprint and then we can't win. Welcome LG to the chat. All my riders are seemingly moto pacing. Kuroeda done for Sumiyoshi is the last one. There we go. Pikachu is doing his work. Come on, Sumiyoshi over the top with us. No splits right here, hopefully. That is good. Over the top, any splits in the group? Yes, indeed. 38 riders off the front, 23 riders in the group behind. Let's keep cooking. Sumiyoshi back to the front on 90. Asso in the wheel, Pikachu in the wheel. It's always the big hill that will do it. So as long as I keep pushing after the big hill, then splits will keep on going. And Ukyo actually takes over. Like, in the last couple of races, Ukyo has unironically been an accidental ally. That being said, the groups have come back to the group here. So the drop groups are back. And I've got a feeling that actually they're dropping again. It's roughly 60 riders in the group here. All the best riders are most likely still here. But rider by rider, people are falling behind. And I hope that keeps on going. There goes a move on the ride by Quintero. Still a group of 4 riders in the breakaway. I'm going to try and sit up for a second because Ukyo will pace. We don't need to do it ourselves. And Sumiyoshi can protect Pikachu. And we can times 2 towards the next climb where Pikachu will go again. 21 riders in this front group. So whatever we are doing when it comes to selectiveness of the race is working. Noe in the chat asks, do you think Wout van Aert will win another monument in his career? That's a difficult one. I don't think so. If he does, it's going to be Paris-Roubaix. He does not have a chance in any other monument. That's the only thing. That's the only one where he has a chance. Because RVV is too difficult. The other teams were pushing that hill, so I didn't have to do it. But in an ideal world, I would have pushed a little bit harder. The benefit is, it's now a 21-man group. There's still multiple riders for Terengganu, which I'm a little bit scared of. And also multiple riders of Ukyo. Which means if I attack on the next climb, those riders will be there to control. And actually, they're the ones pushing right now. So the more they push, the more likely this group will thin out even more, which is what I'm hoping for. Trying to replenish some energy while these guys are setting the tempo. $16K to go. I'm ready to make my move on the next climb. Because I'm going to attack all out on that one. I think we have to. We've got no choice. Move towards the front. Energy Shell. This rider is done for. So that's one Terengganu rider that is basically off the back once I attack. Come on. That is the hill right there. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Pikachu on the left side of the road. Simone Gualdi is trying to follow. That's a good rider, actually, and they're right in my wheel. That attack did nothing. Absolutely nothing. 10 riders in the group. Can I follow Gualdi with Pikachu? Can I recover some energy is the question. 8 kilometers to go. I spend a bit too much energy in this race, I fear. And it's going to cost me by the finish line. We're also not in our best form ever, even though we've got a +1. They're attacking now. They're attacking now. I've got nothing. I've got nothing to respond to that. I bottled that. I bottled this race completely. I don't think I'm coming back here. Top 10 in the race, but we were hoping for more, you know. We wanted a... Oh, we actually had to go in the breakaway. That's the first I see of it. But we needed a top 20 in GC, so we're actually okay with our current position. But this is a pretty disastrous ending to this race. I think that's fair to say. Let's times 2, and let's try and sprint from the wheel of this guy in the last 1.4 kilometers. There we go. And we get 8th place. So we get a top 10, which is better than the top 20 we needed, but I was hoping to compete for the victory, and if I played better than I could have. I spent way too much energy between 70 kilometers to go and 25 kilometers to go. And let's be honest, the reason is I'm just overconfident because we dominated that Japanese national championships. But this is not a Japanese national championships. There's other riders here, and as you can see, this is the outcome. There we go. Matthias Bregnoy wins. We finish 8th. We'll get some XP from that, but no XP from the breakaway, which, my bad. 28 XP is a lot, actually. We could have gotten like 48 XP, I think, if I did the breakaway thing. I forgot. I didn't notice. I should read more carefully next time. Anyway. Our next race is super far away. Oh my god. We're going to be simulating for a year here. Like, calendar-wise, we are a full month here until the one-day race, Shinshiro cycling race. This one I do think I can win. The Mina, I tried this numerous times in previous streams, but the Minam Yua, okay, clear head, Minam Yuo Numa. Minam Yuo Numa. That is it. Aced it. First try. Okay. 7 weeks to simulate. So if you got any questions, drop it in the chat. I'll go over them in a second. Vitor asks, can Wout van Aert win MSR maybe? Not with the current way it's being ridden. It's ridden so much more offensively. Pogacar will keep on trying to win it, and he's going to keep doing it the way he's been doing it in the last couple of years, going all out. Wout van Aert can never follow on Cipressa if Pogacar goes as hard as he did this year on Cipressa. Peak Wout van Aert might, but we haven't seen peak Wout van Aert since 2022. Which races do you think Wout should focus on for the rest of his career? Honestly, as always, Cobble Classics. Now, what should he focus on? Just continue what he's doing, I think. Cobble Classics, Grand Tour stages, stuff like that. Keep clocking them in. And if there's a World Championships that fits him, then go for that. Training. So tiredness is now up to 18%. We've got no races for the next few weeks. So I think, like chat is telling me, Sprunks in the chat says we should add a rest week. So let's do that here. Then there's 4 weeks after that to start building up fitness again towards the next goal, which then lands after like another few months in October, the Tour de Kyushu. But there's 3 one-day races before that. Okay. I reckon that's good. What's with our normal training here? I think that's fine. And that this week, our stage races will be full. So next time we can upgrade stage races. But we don't need to have all of these be stage races to... Like, what do I do here? Because, like... I said earlier that I should upgrade my puncher at some point. I think upgrading stage races is the next step. So that my time trial goes up. I think puncher might be next. What do you think, Chad? I think this might be a good idea. Because then we can keep this flowing for the next few weeks like this. I've got my face on it. My bad. Anyway, what I was trying to say is adding puncher on the right bottom is making sure that in this specific week it's on 99%. Wait a second. So here we get it to 98. Here we can get it to 100% if we do this. Then we can do 3 puncher on the right, 100%. And if we keep on stage races, then on paper, we should be able to... this is a specific training week, so I can't add more. So the next 2 upgrades will be stage races. And then eventually, once we get back to general preparations, then we can change it to puncher like this, hypothetically. That's the idea I'm thinking about. Anyway, I'll change this later. This is not priority at the moment, so let's continue simming for now. Isaac confirms what I'm saying in the chat. Do a stage race upgrade, then try to upgrade puncher. Jordan says you won't get enough to make it worth it. Use the weights to gain more XP. Use the weights to gain more XP. 49 XP here. Okay, I have no clue what you mean with use the weights. I am a little bit confused to why the next rest week has nothing in there. So let's just go and have a bit of a social life, even though my mental reserves are over the moon, so I don't need to do that. But I also can't move contract discussions in, so I might as well put that in because there's nothing else I can choose here. Again, you can't see it. So what I'm talking about is here on the right. Week actions, social life. There we go. I can't do contract discussions. I really need to stop forgetting to move the camera when I'm on the training screen because it's really annoying. Probably for you guys as well. Because you literally can't see what I'm doing when I'm on that screen. Do, 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 do. Adna says the progress will reset. Oh, so you're telling me that whatever training progress I do in terms of percentages will reset once we get to the next season. Because then there's no point in me trying to improve Puncher in terms of percentage this year, because then I'll just need to focus on it next season, you know? Okay. So that's what you're saying. So instead of then, once I've got the stage races on 100%, I should use the weights to get more XP. Okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. Thank you very much. That makes sense. 4 weeks to go. And after October, I don't get any XP. I remember that. Oh, nearly choked on my water there. Great stream though. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. So, we're playing Pro Simulation Simulator, Pro Simulation Manager, Pro Cycling Simulator. Either could work right now, because simulating 8 weeks takes a while. Actually, I'm surprised it's going this fast. Could have been taking them a lot longer. We're about to pass the real life date in Pro Cycling Manager. August 19th. In the meanwhile, anything you want to ask me, drop it in the chat. Hugo van der Wel asks, do you have any pets? I do. I've got 2 cats at the moment. Fun story. Cat number 1. My wife decided to call him Remco. The problem is, during a Vuelta 2023, Remco, well, my wife texted me and texted Remco fell. Now, I decided to open up my TV and look at whether Remco crashed in the race. Turns out she was talking about the cat that fell from the couch. So, after that event, after that incident, that naming problem, we decided to rename the cat, and the cat is now called Remcat. Which, that is the distinction we have now, which, that's a good idea. Okay, our simulation just stopped, and I don't know why. Transfers are happening, we'll get to that later. I am curious to see what happens in World Tour around us later, though. Whether there's any funny stories around. Our second cat is called Mieze, and the reason for that is I decided to ask Twitter how to name my second cat. And Mieze, I think, is just cat in German. And there were a lot of German fans on Twitter that day, I think. Whew. Okay. 2 weeks to simulate. About to cross into September. Few months to go and our first season is over, which is crazy to think about. We're 4 streams into our playthrough. We're flying through this season. Stan van Steenbrugge asked, hey Benji and chat, does anyone know how to get selected in Pro Cyclist for World and Euros? Is it just automatic AI based on performance? I assume it's just based on how strong your rider is. And on top of that, whether the country your rider is from is part of the X amount of countries that is pre-assigned as national teams that ride the World Championships in the game. Because, for example, Japan is not on paper, but I'll make sure we can ride the World Championships. Don't worry. Thomas says, "Sub Benji, let's get some W's today. Let's try and get some W's. Hope you're having a good day." Julien in the chat tells us that we made a decision accidentally. We had an offer from Sparkle Oita to extend our contract, and we accidentally expired the offer. So we're not staying with Sparkle Oita, but I wasn't actually planning to stay with Sparkle Oita to begin with, so it's not that big of a deal. But we should look at our messages now, because I forgot that our contract discussions were about to come in. Our goal is, as we said in our first stream, to maybe go to Nice Métropole Côte d'Azur, and the reason is their calendar really fits with us. Lots of French teams, so that doesn't really fit with Japanese rider, but races like La Route d'Occitanie has some pretty solid competition here, like Decathlon AG2R and so forth, so there's World Tour teams present here, plus pure mountain stages that we can compete on. So I reckon we can win a stage race like that for Nice Métropole. The other teams, the other continental teams, were kind of too weak for us to go to. Unicolor was another option, but they don't ride a single cobble race, a single proper one throughout the season. And also when I look at the Volta of Portugal, for example, and the start lists, yes, there's okay competition here. We would have a bit of a challenge, but I should be able to beat all of these guys relatively easily in our second season. That's the thought process, at least. Reply to the trainer. Challenging weather. Next week's weather is looking complicated, with plenty of rain and cold temperatures for the season. We'll reduce things a bit to avoid the illness. Preparation equals will progress less than expected. Objectives don't wait. Risk of illness increased. A few people pointed out last time that the third option is just the best option. And it's really silly that this exists, because you have to, let's say the third option doesn't exist. Then you have to make a choice between, okay, we reduce our training but won't get sick. So we reduce our potential fitness upgrade but we don't get sick. Or we keep training at the risk of illness. That's a nice decision. If they include the third one, why would you not select the third one? I'll organize myself to get out for a few days. Preparation equals no effect. So you still get your fitness and you don't get sick. Why would you not select the third one? So yeah, I'm gonna select the third one. There we go. 1 week towards the next race. Let's see if there's any contract offers coming in from anyone else as well, by the way. So if in the chat you see anything in the messages on the left top, if you see any offers there, drop it in the chat. Yeah, you're right, chat. Option 3 might as well say, I don't want this roleplay BS. That is a fact. That's basically what it says. About to enter September. Peter Reddy asks, how the Zwift racing coming? Any good results recently? I have actually not done a race in the last month. I've mostly been just riding, which is probably a good thing. But I need to ride a little bit more regularly in the next 2 weeks. I've ridden every few days the last week, and I want to get back to riding nearly every day in the next 2 weeks. Because I've been so focused on streaming and stuff that I've taken time away from actually riding my bike. XP gain for the previous month, so 49 XP as well. We've gotten so many month turning XPs, by the way. We're cooking on them. When are we going to get any offers? That's a good question. We're already in September. Not a single team wants me. No one wants me in their team. It's sad. I'm a pretty good rider. Japanese national champion. I'm opening a team up to a new market. You and us who won the Giro and TDF in the save. We'll get to that later. I'll take a look at that maybe at the end of the stream. Regardless of where we get in this stream. We're getting not a single message. That's devastating. Just keep on flowing. 2 days to go until the next race, so we're almost there, finally. It's taken enough time. Whew. So much simulating today. That's the downside of streaming, because in videos, you don't see this simulating. Who do you think was the second best team this year behind UAE? Like, I would not say it's Red Bull. It would have to be Visma. Salmon Yates winning the Giro. Vingegaard getting second at the Tour de France. Visma currently being the favorite for the Vuelta. So by the end of the season on paper, they should have 2 Grand Tours. I think it's still Visma. Although Alpecin does make a case for it every now and then, you know? Especially with the classics. Ooh. And they've got a lighter budget. That's an interesting one. I think Alpecin's pretty close. Anyway, Shinshiro cycling race. We've got a hilly circuit. Nahom Zera is the favorite once again. Teddy Pikachu will try and do better than the last race, even though we got our objective last time. Let's jump in. Andreas says, not little. Like, it depends on how big you value the green jersey of Milan, for example. Because at the end of the day, he won it partially because other people crashed out. And it was far from the most prestigious green jersey I've ever seen. Pedersen's been destroying races. We'll probably do the same at the Vuelta. I expect Lil Trek to end up with all 3 points jerseys this year. Pedersen should. There's literally no sprinting competition in that race. Zangler, Vernon are the other 2 sprinters. Maybe a couple other riders, but nothing too crazy. It depends on Philipsen. Because Philipsen is perhaps going to do the Vuelta. And then it becomes more difficult maybe, but Pedersen should still win the green jersey. Objective, work at the front of the peloton for 25 kilometers. Oi, 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 oi. Okay, I will. 12.5. We can go in the breakaway. Right? I'll do it from the peloton. I don't believe in... I could work in that breakaway together with my teammate, but instead I'm choosing to do the weird thing and actually pace in the peloton. But I'm waiting until breakaway formation is done, because otherwise we're wasting too much energy here. Let's wait a little bit. Now that that group is caught, I'll try to move to the front and ride 65 behind my teammate. Oh, Teddy Pikachu, the best teammate in the world. Like, I'm sorry, but it's not like my team has offered me anything in this playthrough. They've been pretty worthless. Sumiyoshi's been the go-to teammate, though. Monsi says at least 5+ stages for Mes Pedersen and the Vuelta. Meh. I don't really expect that. I think there's definitely 3 stages that are very possible. But if Jasper Philipsen goes, he should win the pure sprints. Because Alpecin also has a better lead out. Okay, we are riding at the front of the group. 5 kilometers done, so we need to get... Oh, we need to get 32 kilometers of riding in at the front of the peloton. We won't be spending too much energy doing that on 65, so this is perfect. Ironically, I think we've got 2 teammates in the breakaway. Yes, we do. Kuroeda and Sumiyoshi. And I'm pacing behind both of them. I'm such a horrible teammate, guys. Look at me. Oi, 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 oi. Terrible. Hey. Team asked me to do some work. I decided to do it in the wrong way. But I'm doing the work anyway, so despite all of this, my manager will be happy about my work. I promise you. Almost stored. 21k done. We got to get to 32 to get the 125% bonus. And we're on 29. Come on, come on, come on. 30. 31. And 32. So let's sit up. Let's let the other teams do the work now. Let's sit ourselves on 85 on the same position as Zerai. So I don't want to be too far to the front of the peloton. Don't want to be in the wind too much. But my guy decides to do so anyway, despite me telling him not to. Come on, move back, buddy. There we go. Finally. Anyway, one of my teammates has been dropped in the breakaway. Still 100 kilometers to go in this race. What does that hill look like? We've got Hinokitoge, 1.7k at 5.9%. Max 7.9, so there is space to attack. But it's also not a crazy climb either, so I'm not sure how we will be able to win a race like this. I think we'll have to attack, but have energy left to recover for a versatile sprint. But if I just attack on one of the climbs, it won't work either. I don't have any teammates in this one. But there's also no objective of stage results, so that's pretty sad. So we just have to finish as high as possible. I think I'll make one attack on the final climb for this one. So it's the opposite strategy as the last race. On the previous race, we tried to make it as hard as possible with a team. Today, I don't have the team. But I ran out of energy on the previous race. There we go, 32 kilometers to go. Other teams are controlling. 40 riders in the peloton. It is being reduced. So that is something good. Break is 5 riders, 26 seconds ahead. Let's move up in the group. Come on. Come on, Pika. Time to do something useful for today. Because let's be honest about it. Not the best performances so far. Hey. As a manager, no, I'm not the manager here. Shit, I'm not playing career mode. As I'm the rider, so it's my fault. 24 kilometers to go. Try and move to the front. Can I set the tempo on this climb or do other teams pace harder? Yes, they do. So let's sit up on 85 maintain position. Breakaway has been called attacks on the right side of the road. I'm going to try and follow that with Pikachu. I'm attacking very late towards their wheel. Let's try and move forward. There we've got another move. Zerai is going again. Can I get to his wheel? I can't chase down his attack, apparently. Zerai is really good, isn't he? And a teammate of him in my wheel. And that teammate is pacing for me. Guys, what is this? Ukyo has some team tactics going wrong here. Then again, we've been called by the group behind. Maintain position 85. They're going to get caught up there. So that's a nice thing. The sad part is that I wish I was in that group with them. But I bottled my timing. Because I honestly didn't expect them to do it. They have been caught by Kazama. I think that's Shimano Racing Team. What is this orange team? Is that Euskaltel? Can't be right. No, it's not Euskaltel. That's impossible. An orange Japanese team. I have no clue what that is. Who is that? Victoire Hiroshima. Okay, the team of Elliot Schultz. 13 kilometers to go. A group of 35 riders. Should I use my energy gel for the uphill or for the sprint? Ooh. I think I will wait for the sprint with my energy gel because it's going to come down to a sprint. There is no way we're dropping everyone on the climb. 10 kilometers to go. There's an attack on the flat. Let's see what Ukyo does because my work depends on them. Kamala is pacing for Zerai. In the wheel of Zerai right now in the last 8.5 kilometers. I think that's the perfect wheel. Climb is starting. There we go. Trying to move forward. On the left side, there comes the attack by Pikachu. We've got Elliot Schultz in the wheel. Can we work together? 4 riders of the front, Zerai and Hashikawa with us. Come on, boys. Relay. I'm flicking my elbow, guys. I'm flicking my elbow. Are they doing anything? In the descent, I'm going to the wheel of Zerai, but looks like Schultz is pacing. That is nice. 5.5 kilometers to go. Energy Shell coming up right now. Perfection, perfection. 15 seconds on the group behind. Are these guys still relaying? They are. That is good. Red Bar needs to recover. Red Bar needs to recover. Come on, Schultz. Keep on pacing for us. Keep on pacing for us. Come on, Elliot. 2.4 kilometers to go. Peloton is catching us. Peloton is catching us. Let's switch to the wheel of who's going to go past. Yamamoto on the left. Let's try and follow that. Oh, yo, look at that. They're flying past. Hashikawa. Oh, I think we bottled it. I think we bottled it. Can I get to the wheel of someone? Let's get Zerai's wheel. I'm going to launch early. Yeah, this is doomed, but maybe a top 10? I'm hoping for a top 10. Is Zerai really still going to win? No, he won't. Elliot Schultz. Literally the guy that did all of the work in that group. We got caught at the worst possible time. And I didn't react enough. Once they caught us, I should have immediately reacted and got back up to speed. Because not doing so cost us everything here. What an L. But hey, 7th place, so I guess that's the top 10. It's something. It's not much though. let's not invent things here. Okay, so top 10 should give us a little bit more XP. We're gonna get XP from doing the work in this race, plus from a 7th place, so maybe we might get close to level 7. I don't think we'll get it yet though. 24 XP, exceptional work, plus 7th in the race, so that is now 34 points away from level 7. Manager is relatively satisfied, but not overly either. I'm sorry, but it's my first season. I've won 3 races. How's my manager not super happy? That's what I'd be asking. I'm literally Japanese champion. Like, my season can't be no success at this point. Like, I do enjoy, like, gathering XP and our boy growing in levels, but we haven't really been competitive in any race today. That's my little worry. Now it's time for the Minam Yuonuma road race. Oh, I aced it. Absolutely aced it. And that race I think I can win. Because the parkour is definitely hard enough. I'll try and put my air conditioning on because I'm getting fried here. Oh, do you see what I'm seeing? Oh. Offered by Park Hotel Valkenburg. 4.5k per month. I'm sorry guys, but I don't think I want to go to Park Hotel Valkenburg. Like, it's an entirely Dutch team, which that's not the reason. The reason is we could technically go to all these like cobble races, but we don't have a sprint. So we'd literally be going to a bunch of cobble races without a sprint stat, surviving all the cobbles, and finishing top 10. My problem with this team, with Park Hotel Valkenburg, is that they do not ride any mountainous races. And I really need to sign with a team that has mountainous parkours. Then again, I guess, nah, that's not it. I'm not a fan of this. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Park Hotel Valkenburg. I'm sorry, but I refuse. Maybe it's not smart to straight up refuse an offer, but I'm doing it anyway. I've got confidence. The world knows how good we are. It's time they start giving us offers, especially Nice Métropole Côte d'Azur. That's the one I want. By the way, Der Ginger in the chat says, can you show me your stats right now? These are my stats. You can pause if you want to check. But let's continue to the next race. And hopefully, we get an offer from someone that I actually want to sign for. Maybe winning the next race. Oh, offer comes in, boys. Offer comes in. Once again, not a team I'm hoping to ride for. I don't know what their schedule is, but I don't think it is good enough for us to have competition the entire year. I'm trying to pause here. Come on. There we go. Bike Aid. An offer by Bike Aid. Let's take a look at Bike Aid themselves and see whether they have a schedule that we like. Bike Aid. Team-wise, quite a bit of talent in here. For example, Milkas Michele. Anton Schiffer. Guy is going to Visma Lease bike next season. That was announced today, I'm pretty sure. They ride Grand Prix Cyclist La Marseillaise. We can work with that, but not exactly competitive in that. Wow. Lots of punchy races, which... not exactly good at those races. Is there anything here that is interesting? Sibiu is fun. Like, Balea Lac is a parkour where there's going to be competition there because there's also World Tour teams present. So that could be like a season goal if we sign for Bike Aid. But the problem is, what else is there throughout the season? I gotta be honest, I'm not feeling it. I'm not signing for Bike Aid just to beat random people up in a race in Mauritius. In Maurice. I assume that's how you pronounce it in English. I'm not going to refuse the offer. It's valid for another 7 days. But I would prefer to sign elsewhere. Thomas Haugstedt in the chat says, Teddy Pikachu shouldn't settle. Stick to the plan. The problem is the plan depends on a team giving us an offer that we actually want to sign for. And at the moment, that is not happening. Oy, 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 oy. Like in an ideal world, or rider would be going to a pro team. Because a pro team can offer us a calendar where we can be competitive in bigger races than the ones we're doing now. And having a challenge. Bike Aid's offer expires on the 23rd and we don't have a new offer on the 20th yet. Come on. 21st, still no offer. I'm getting scared that we might not get the offers I want. You in the chat says you just stay with your current team at the end of the year if you don't get an offer. The question is that what I want? Do I really want to stay at our current team at Sparkle Oita? I think it would be fun, but the problem is the races would become too easy, I think. Because we'd literally be winning every single one. But I guess that's something to figure out later. 22nd, 1 day before the expiration. Still no new contract offers. Once again, Nahom Zerai is the favorite on the Minam Yuon Numa road race. This parkour should be hard enough for us to make a difference, I think. So let's try and make this race as hard as possible. And hopefully I've got my team on my side this time around. Hopefully I don't need to do any work for the likes of Keisuke Aso. Anyway, let's jump in. Roll free element. Do what you want. Finish in the top 15. Plus, we need to get in the breakaway. So that's 85 to the front with the healing ability on. And then try and attack into the breakaway. That is the plan. There goes Steady Pikachu. We don't need to overdo it. 75 should be fine, I think, to create breakaway, because we're literally one of the best climbers in the peloton. 85 for a little bit, maybe up until we get to the plateau. 6 riders in the break. Let's drop it down to 75 and start relaying with them. Maybe 70. All these guys are struggling in my wheel, so I need to lower it. I want a breakaway, not a solo breakaway, so I don't want to ruin them in my wheel. 5 riders, 38 seconds on the peloton. I assume the peloton might not be overly happy with Pikachu being in the breakaway. But the gap is a minute, so if we can relay with them on 60, then this breakaway is formed. So for now, I'll do times 4. On to the next hill, shall we? Like, the hill is actually hard enough to make a difference. 2 kilometers, 7.4%. Plateau on top, so it's not downhill directly after. But the hills are a bit far away from each other. It's 8k in between every time. So that might make it harder to do something crazy here. That being said, Mantwerp in the chat says, honestly, a 139 kilometer solo, why not? Maybe not 139, but we've got 3 minutes 20 on the peloton, and my dude's the best climber in this entire race. So probably not the smartest idea from this entire race to give us that much time. But I also don't want to go this fast, as in I'm going like 70. That's too much. Let's keep Pikachu on 60 for now. Let's relay with our gang of breakaway riders. 4 minutes on the peloton. In hindsight, I should have put a teammate in the breakaway. That would have been smart. So, our actual race objective was get some exposure in the last 90 kilometers of the race by being in the break in the last 90 kilometers for 45 kilometers. So, we're about to enter the last 90k. Going to try and spend as little energy as possible in this breakaway, because I don't believe this breakaway is my roadway to victory. I think the climb is. Three minutes. Let's try and keep it around 3 minutes, something like that. Think we can go 62-ish. Maybe 63. On the climb again. Gap is still 3 minutes, but the peloton is like always splitting a little bit on the climb or at the foot of the climb. So if the peloton is really hammering it, and they are right now, then they're going to start dropping people. And if I can be in the breakaway once the attacks in the peloton happen, that would be ideal. We can get extra XP for doing this for 125%. So 45 kilometers divided by 2 is 22.5. Divided by 2 is 11.25. So we need to do 56.25. So 57 kilometers in the breakaway to get our 25% extra bonus. That's math for you. Let's keep going on 60, not 65. The other breakaway riders are really pushing, so that's a bit sad, because I don't want to. Renz asks, would a teammate actually be useful in this breakaway? I think it would, because they'd be protecting me for at least a little bit. In doing so, I would be spending a little bit less energy. So I'd rather have that scenario, actually. People are attacking in the peloton, so I think I'll up the tempo in this breakaway. I don't want him to come back too easily now. Let's move to 75. 6 riders are 50 seconds behind. Come on, Pika. I'll try and move to 85. I want to try and hammer the next climb. Come on, Pikachu. Prove that you're Pogacar 2.0. Gap is 33 seconds. I need to be in the breakaway, so I can't let that second group come back this easily. Riders are making a move in this breakaway. Nakai is doing something. I don't even know if that's attacking or not. The dude just seems like he's hard pacing this climb. And we just got caught by the GC favorites. Well, I'm calling them GC favorites, but they are not that, so I'm attacking again. There I go. 85. Mano a mano. Schultz tries to join. Zerai and Ledesma. Let's try and work together here. Let's see if anyone drops if I keep on pacing. It's 52 kilometers, so I can't do 85 to the finish line. I also need to get some water in the descent, ideally. But I think I should keep the pressure on because I think Ledesma is struggling. Can I make a move here on this straight? Let's see what happens with Ledesma. He's still in the group. 4 riders up front. 1 rider behind. Who is that? Who is behind us? Tarame. So that's not a rider from the original breakaway. I need to drink in this descent. Let's do that. Tarame is in the front. So 5 rider breakaway. It doesn't even count as the breakaway because that's annoying for my race strategy, I think. I don't think this group counts as the breakaway. So I need to find a way to attack away again. On the climb, 85 pacing. I'll try and use the observe button, and Ledesma's looking fantastic. Zerai is looking even better. Schultz is looking fantastic. I don't think this is the strategy. Because the opponents are looking better than I am. That is a sad reality here. But Schultz is struggling. Because he's more of a puncher. So I'm going to make a move here right now. Is anyone going to close us down? They're going to relay in closing us down, I think. Yeah. They're going to work together. That was a bad attack. 12 seconds is the gap. Let's see what happens here. Come on. Schultz is... They're not struggling. I should wait. I'm ruining my energy doing this. There we go. And I'm going to sit up in the group. Because that attack went nowhere. Schultz was the one struggling the most, I think, on that climb. It definitely was not Zerai. Now Schultz is going. Guys, I'm not closing that. I'm sorry. You guys can do that. But hey, if Schultz wants to waste his energy up there, then I'm okay with it. It's exactly the scenario I was in. I'll just wait a couple of laps. I don't want to do anything on this lap. Need to make sure Zerai doesn't do an attack here. Zerai is spacing very fast. Zerai is dropping me. Zerai is a really good rider in this game then, because he can straight up drop me when I'm going 85. I'm terrified to get to know the stats of Zerai because that man is cooking me here. Welcome, Will. Thank you for the compliment. Everybody's sitting up in the group, and that's good because I need my energy. I don't know what my pathway to victory is here, because Zerai is the best rider in the race. Tarame is probably the weakest of the 5. Schultz, second weakest, but has the best sprint, probably. Ledesma has been struggling, and his yellow bar is showing it, so Ledesma should drop in the next 2 laps. How long is that climb? So it's a 2-kilometer climb, which means that the finish is about a 1-kilometer uphill. So I don't think it's a good idea to go all out in the descent and then go 100% sprint already from the bottom of the descent at the finish line, because the climb is a little bit too long for that. Schultz is recovering his yellow bar. I'm going to sit up on 20 right now to try and recover all my yellow here. I should have done that earlier. Welcome, Barthoft. You did not miss anything special. Pikachu's been washed today. Back to 85 right now. I'm scared because attacks will come here. Zerai is going to be the one that initiates, I think. Let's sit up. We don't want to actually make the move ourselves here. Or do we? 2 laps to go. I think we can afford to be honest. But everyone's okay. Ledesma's struggling though. But not if I don't do anything, you know? Probably should have attacked there. Ah, I should have attacked there. I feel like there's some attacks coming at some point. Zerai, energy-wise, looks pretty similar to me. There goes Schultz again. I don't want to take that rider back. That's not on me. The way I win this is to make everybody else do the work, and especially Ledesma, because then he will drop. Let's try and get ready for the next climb. Because I expect an attack from Zerai. Otherwise, I will attack myself. Schultz is not getting caught. That is not Schultz. Ledesma will drop the next climb. That's for sure. The gap is 29 seconds. I'm forcing Zerai to do the work. I don't want to do it myself. The gap is 30 seconds. Zerai is doing all the work. I like it. I like it very, very much. I will use my energy gel now. Because I feel like the next climb will be essential. And I'm moving to the front. There we go. 87. That's too much. Schultz been caught. There goes the move. There goes the move. I should have followed the attack. I should have followed the attack. Let's do 95. Let's try and close that down gradually. Try and close it down gradually. We fucked it. I can get to the wheel of Ledesma. My guy just does not have the hill stat. So every single time someone else attacks, I don't have it to follow. Ledesma is done for. I would love to know what the energy on Tarame is, but I don't expect it to be too high. I'm trying to go all out now to try and close this down, but I think Zerai has it. Question is, can I get back to Tarame and Schultz? Because Schultz is done for. I assume Tarame is almost done for as well. Zerai is not that far ahead, but I don't think we can catch him. And I can't afford to go 99 like this. I can't afford to go 99 like this, but I need to get to them. I need to get to them. In an ideal world, I can get to them in the descent, but I will need to recover energy instead of doing that. But I'm almost in the wheel. Come on, man. Come on. And they are at the front. They are with our boy Zerai. I'm with Schultz. Can I get some energy back? I'm just behind. Come on, come on, come on. 1 kilometer to go. I need to get to the wheel of Schultz. I need to get to the wheel of Schultz. There we go, in the wheel of Schultz. Schultz is probably done for energy-wise. He's got some energy. We're done for. Well, it doesn't matter if Schultz has energy. My dude's empty. Anyway, we might be able to pass him by the finish line. Probably should have gone early because we've got more yellow than Schultz. But we get 4th place on this one, which we had to get a top 15. So, no! Breakaway 44 kilometers out of 45. That is heartbreaking. Oh, that is sad. That is really sad. I should have just attacked when I thought I didn't have a chance. Just to get the extra kilometer in. Ay. These Puncher races do not fit my rider at all, so we need to get upgrades, and especially on Puncher at the early parts of next season. 44 kilometers, that's devastating. That's just sad. Anyway, the winner is Nahom Zerai. The favorite does it. This man's been cooking at Team Ukyo this year. 4th place for Pikachu. Not great, not terrible. Would have enjoyed having a victory already this year. Oh, well, this episode, this stream. 4th place is okay, though. Like, on one end, I think that I could have probably followed those attacks on the second last climb. But I'm not actually sure I could, because I can't look at the hill stats here, but I assume it's better than 65. My hill stat is just so bad. So that's something we need to work on. But, hey, we had 44 kilometers over the 45 in the breakaway. But we've got 35 XP, which gives us 1 point more than what we need to get to level 7. So that is good. Level up is here. Now the question is, what do we do with it? Skill point. Actually, no, we don't get we get a level up, but we don't get progressive attributes for level 7. We get access to World Tour races, but my dude, I'm literally riding for Sparkle Oita. And you gave me contract offers of Continental teams. So it's not like I'm going to ride any World Tour teams in the next year and a half in this playthrough. But I guess we have a skill point, so that is something. I think I'm going to... I could go for some more XP through attentiveness, but I'm not the biggest fan of that as a whole. I want to get fitness peak for next season. I think that's something I might want to go for. Because 3 consecutive targets is quite valuable, you know? Willpower, 2 bonuses for the season, that's also very valuable. But I think it's between those two, because I don't think I need the training yet. Let's build up with tiredness beyond 80% preparation. Could go for training as well, you know? It's definitely the performance one I'm interested in. I feel like discovery is just not as valuable. Yes, I'd like to know what the opponents are like. So, Danike asks, what do you think of the stealth skill? So basically, the stealth skill is the following. When I use this, so short-term bonus usable 2 times during a race, I think I can click on that skill and it allows me to ride off invisibly. Is that how I should say it? Because the other riders can't necessarily respond to my attack as quickly. Which has, when it comes to my rider, I think it's valuable. I think technique is also valuable, aerodynamic positioning. Ooh. Especially because, I'll do that. Sorry, I've decided. Veto. And the reason is, if I look at my calendar, that's a hilly parkour. If we want to make an attack here, we're gonna need aerodynamic to keep going. Because otherwise we'll get caught. Same for this first stage of Kyushu. That's a flat stage but with a hill in the last 10 kilometers. And then Kumamoto to Minam Yaso Aso. That's a parkour I like. And then again, so every single time the climbs are with 10, 20 kilometers to go. So if I can attack on that climb and then trigger my aerodynamic technique number 2, then I should be able to be more likely to stay away. That is the idea. Anyway, the next race is our home race. Ooh, the Oita Urban Classic Road Race. I might make this my last race of today's stream. I know it's not been the most successful stream. Hope you still enjoyed it though. But then we can finish off the season next time. But I also want to do one more thing after this next race, which is look at what happened in the world around us this year. So who won the Giro, Tour de France, Vuelta, stuff like that. Oh, I bottled my Bike 8 offer, by the way. Just a heads up. Completely forgot it existed, but also I wasn't necessarily going to sign there anyway. I'm just hoping we do get an offer from someone else. Because I want to go to Nice Métropole. And I'm really sad we have not gotten an offer from them yet. Come on. Give us something. Contract 2026. Oy, oy, oy. The transfer period is advancing and I'm beginning to see fewer opportunities for 2026. In the coming days, I shall do my utmost to secure an offer. In the meanwhile, give it your all if you have any races. Thank you, agent. My agent better give me an offer now. Give me Nice Métropole, come on. I'm craving it. 49 XP month turn, I'll take it. Come on, give me something, give me something. What do you think, Chad? Am I going to get it or not? I don't think I will. I think I'll get an offer from a team I don't want to go to. And then we'll have to make a very difficult decision. Because I think the next offer is the last one. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Okay, guess we're racing then. The Oita Urban Classic Road Race. This is an important race because we are riding for the Sparkle Oita Racing Team. And this race is the Oita Urban Classic Road Race from Oita to Oita. And I assume that my Sparkle Oita team is from the Oita region. 150 kilometers punchy parkour. Favorite says, let me guess. Nahom Zerai? It is not. It is Simone Gualdi from the Intermarché Dev team. There's no hills here where I can attack on. It is a hilly parkour, but this is so going to be a versatile sprint, you know? It's not much we can do here. I think I'll work for the team and see what happens. That's my thought process. Okay. Teammate, Teddy Pikachu, work at the head of the group for 25 kilometers. So let's get to the front. Ealing ability. Let's go on 65 and let's start working here. We got to work for 25k. So that means 32k to get 125% of our XP bonus. Danica6 asks, what happens if you decline all offers? I think you then get a contract from your existing team. So I would stay at Sparkle Oita, which is not a disaster because then I could compete for the Tour of Japan next season and we wouldn't have a big schedule. It's not a bad option. But what do you think? Should I go in the breakaway? I don't think I will. I'll let my teammate try, but I'm relaying in the peloton whether he's in the breakaway or not though. Thank you very much, Casper. Let me do times 8 here. So 19k of work in. We got to do 12k more. Then we get the max XP. But all these other teams are working in the peloton as well, which that takes away from the kilometers that I'm doing at the front, which is a bit sad. There we go. We're back at the front. 8 riders in the breakaway. 25k done. 27. Come on, keep working. And there we go. Stop working. Let's sit on 85 in the peloton. Probably don't even need to do 85 at the moment. So let's drop that to 75. The less energy we spend in this group, the better. We don't want to play on times 8 the entire time. Let's drop back to Matsuda. Let's look here. So, yeah, there's a small bump there, but what are we going to do on that? It's like a 50-meter uphill segment. This is a versatile sprint. There's nothing I can do to attack here, I think. Yeah. Gonna have to do it in a sprint, I'm afraid, on this one. Chat says better to just go to Europe. I think with a European team, you get more races. Isaac says ideally we go to Europe. I agree. Teddy agrees with you. By the way, I'm going on a rant. So, Pro Cycling Manager, Pro Cyclist mode. Why is it not possible to start your pro cyclist career at a development team of a World Tour team? It would be so realistic these days to start at the UAE Gen Z Dev team, to start at the Red Bull Rookies, the Visma Lease Bike Dev team. Like, those teams ride races anyway in Pro Cycling Manager. Because, for example, I'm playing against the Intermarché Dev team. So why can my rider never sign for the Dev teams? Because back in the day, this was possible. 4 or 5 years ago in PCM, it was possible to ride for dev teams. But these days, that's not possible anymore. So yeah, there's absolutely no reason why that's blocked off. It doesn't make any sense. Last 35 kilometers. Let's move ourselves to the front a little bit. Yuna, I don't think it's possible anymore. I think they blocked it off in the code. Maybe accidentally. Stan van Steenbrugge asks, how did you do that camera perspective? So, Alt on the keyboard and then scroll backwards on your mouse. That's how I zoom out. There was a split in the peloton. There's still a split in the peloton here. 42 kilometers to go. Ishibashi's pacing. The smaller the group, the better for me. But it's 84 people again. Gonna try and go ×4 for a second. I just don't see an opportunity to attack here, but maybe other riders will attack. Like, what if I'm trying to invent a rider here. What if a Gualdi attacks later? Then I can follow. Because Wanti's not pacing for no reason. Gualdi might have a sprint, though. There's a move. But we've got multiple teams chasing it down, so I don't think it's the right move. Still 24 kilometers to go as well. We've got plenty of energy, though, so maybe I'll try and attack, because otherwise we're just going for a random sprint, you know? That's also not ideal. That's a move by Acosta. What do we do here? I'm going back to 85. Group of 45 riders up here. Acosta spacing. Oka behind. That's for some reason a gap, so that guy's gonna wait. Oi, oi, oi. Is anyone gonna make a move in the last 20 kilometers? I need them to. Because I can't do it alone, I think. There come the moves. There come the moves. Let's try and follow Aliev. There's a bit of a gap to close. We can do it in this corner, maybe. Those guys are not getting a gap, sadly. Maybe now? Maybe now? Ah, that's going nowhere. I'm sitting up. Spend way too much red energy trying to jump in that move. Quintero going. Gualdi was in second wheel. What if I launch the attack myself? I'll try and go on that small hill. There goes another move. It's Gualdi trying to attack now, but Ukio's trying to control this for a sprint for D'Amato, which he's won so many races this year that it's not shocking. 13k to go. Gualdi's got a proper gap, but Ukio has a full team here. Not this hill. The next hill is where I want to go. Maxence Plus is now pacing behind his teammate. Yamamoto's now helping him. What is Plus doing? I'm sorry, but you're riding behind your teammate, bro, and making it harder for me to attack. But if Gualdi gets caught here on the steep section, then that's perfection. There we go. Move to the front, move to the front. Attack on the right side. There we go. Let's relay now on this aerodynamic positioning. Schultz in the wheel. Come on. 99, 99. I know we got riders in the wheel, but I'm going to keep pushing anyway. Come on, Pikachu. Come on, Pikachu. We can rest in the last kilometer. 15 seconds on the rests. Aerodynamic positioning is cooking. It is cooking. It is cooking. 16%, 16 seconds. The problem is we need to recover our red bar for a sprint. Otherwise, I'm just riding to a top 3 position, which is far from ideal. 99, energy gel. What's the energy on the others? They've got red energy, so that is not good. To the wheel of Felix Ern Christoph. Ah! No, the peloton's coming back otherwise. I'm riding for top 3. I'm riding for top 3. I don't care about the victory. I'm riding for top 3, and we're getting caught just in the last kilometer, so this is going nowhere. Ah. I stopped riding at the front end. In doing so, in that 1 second, nobody wanted to take over. Ern Christoph did not take over, neither did the other guy with us. So I had to keep riding for the podium, but it results in a 10th place. So we got a top 10, but no victory. I don't think I could have won that either way from the peloton because 66 sprint stat won't exactly get us a W. But I am quite disappointed in just the top 10, you know? We did our work for the team and got a top 10, so hopefully the manager's happy. Anyway, let's take a look at that podium. Elliot Schultz takes it. There we go. 10th place. Like, results-wise today, where do I even see that? I'm going to go to the other page. I prefer the other page. Oh, 24 XP, so manager is happy. And we get 4 top 10s today. It's not bad. It's not good either. Like, I prefer if our results were a little bit better than 4 top 10s. Bit disappointing. Well, the question now is, do we get a contract offer? Chad, what do you think? Are we going to get a European contract offer here? We need to. On October 7th is my estimate. No. Come on, agent. You said you were going to give me a contract offer somewhere. I've had nothing. Literally nothing. Oh, oi, 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 oi. Nice Metropole Côte d'Azur, please. Love me. I want to join your team. Inklatch, come on. Give me a contract offer. I need to see it. I'm fearful. Oh, some matters require attention? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. What is the point of having an agent when he literally can't find me a team? Park Hotel Valkenburg and Bikeaid. What the hell? Come on. Sparkle Oita was a fantastic team to be a part of, but not for another second season, even though I don't actually mind it too much. Like, that's just sad, bro. Like, look at me as a rider. Look at my stats. Look at them. Oh, you can't see them. Look at my stats. 71 flat stat, 73 mountain, 74 medium mountain, 74 cobblestone. I've got 70 and more than that in 8 stats. My rider has won 3 races this year, including multiple KOM jerseys, whatever that's worth. But most importantly, we are the Japanese national champion. How am I not good enough to ride for these random teams that I'd be the best rider on most of the teams? I would be the best rider on most of these teams. Peter Reddy in the chat says, Bikeaid looking pretty good rider now. Yeah. I know, they do. Sparkle Oita. I guess we have to redo it. We have to go to Sparkle Oita and win the Tour of Japan. And all these one-day races. We need a year of cleaning everyone up at Sparkle Oita. That is what we need. We have no choice. So, Sparkle Oita. I'll click the accept button as we speak. I've got no choice, so there we go. Perfection. I'm not perfection. I would have rather had a European team sign me, but I have no choice. I have to go with Sparkle Oita. So, this means that we're going to be racing once again for this team for another season. I'm so happy. On a serious note, I'm actually not too annoyed at it. Because at the end of the day, we're going to have a pretty fast schedule, you know? Next season with this team. There's literally maybe 20 races maximum we ride in a season. And it allows us to go back to the Tour of Japan and absolutely destroy the Mount Fuji climb. Because I didn't win this year, and I'm pretty salty about that. And if I had gone to Nice Metropole, then I would not have another opportunity to win on Mount Fuji. So, it's not too bad, I guess. The question is, Tico Tim in the chat says, did the team do any transfers? I don't think I can see that yet. Can I see that yet? Because I know that for World Tour teams, there's already transfers. Like, for example, Chris Harper is joining Alpecin de Koning instead of Gianni Vermeers. That's a very odd transfer. Piganzoli is joining Arkea. Vauquelin's going to Ineos. Bahrain. Nothing happened there. Any big transfers? Carapaz is leaving to Ineos Grenadiers as well. Riccitello comes in from IPT to EF. And, okay, that's Ineos then. Juanpe leaves to Arkea. Oi, 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 oi. Baroncini comes from UAE to Little Trek. Welsford goes to Movistar. Nelson Oliveira leaves. Lamperti joins Bora. Welsford leaves. Now that's a good transfer. This is a transfer that should have happened in real life. Matthias Kopecki, who's going to Unibet Titema Rockets, would have been such a good transfer for Sudal Quickstep. Mattia Cataneo retires. Remco stays on Pro Cycling Manager. Vermarke is leaving to Jayco. Picnic has no noticeable transfers. Neither does Visma, actually. They signed 4 Norwegian riders, though. So that's interesting. Nothing too major. Maika retires and Clément Berthet signs for UAE Team Emirates. And Gyalmi, sorry, I ruined his name. Signs for the Def Team, from the Def Team to the World Tour team. Any other big ones in Pro Team, maybe? Not really. Söderqvist joining Lotto instead of Alex Segaard. I'd rather have Söderqvist these days. And Nahom Zerai is leaving Ukio and joining Novo Nordisk. That's interesting. Okay. That is very interesting. When it comes to the rest, we have 5 races left this season, but I'm afraid that's going to be for next time. I know it has not been the most successful stream for Teddy Pikachu. We had a victory every single stream so far, except this one. Today was just top 10s, I'm afraid. Top 10s at... let's go back to the page that I prefer. This one. Oita Urban Classic Road Race. Miniam Muonuma Race. I perish every single time I say that name. Shinshiro Cycling Race and the Road Race Tokyo Tama. So 4 top 10s this time around. But hey, that's it for today. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we'll take on the last part of this season. And then we will take a look at who won the Giro, the Tour, and the Vuelta. Because I kind of want to do it at the end of the season, you know? And I'm looking forward to that. So thank you. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye, guys.